What I'm going to tie here is just a simple case caddis for on the rivers. Simple, easy to tie pattern. All we need is, I'm using a size 10 here. It's a Veniards Osprey Barbless hook, some 8/0 thread, Uni-Thread. So just wind the thread on first, trim, take the thread further up, and then back a little bit. Now, next thing I want to use is I want to get a Patridge hackle. So something that sort of coloration. So we just strip the flu off and just gently pull the fibres forward. Okay, right, then take it that way and tie the hackle in. Right, and we can trim this piece off. Now, a lot of my other videos I didn't use hackle pliers. I've got these Stonfu ones from Italy. They seem to be quite good, so I've been playing about with them. So just wind the hackle on, just do 2 or 3 turns, the whole lot, and tie it in. Okay, and then trim. Now, I'm taking the thread halfway down the body. I'm going to pull the hackle forward, and I'm going to catch it in. 2 reasons for this. The hackle's too long, plus I want to build a sort of taper to the body. So, pull it back again. I can see that that's just about perfect. So, pull it all back, and then just catch it in. Tie it back to there. Right, that's good enough. I'm happy with that. Okay. The next thing I'm going to use a little bit of 2 different dubbins here. Okay. First one is Siman. It's the UV Hare Plus. Use this for quite a lot of my flies actually. So I just want a little piece of that, and there's no need to wax up the thread, and then just tie it in. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to use, you can use any fluorescent yellow Chartreuse type dubbin, but this is a sort of almost like an angel hair type stuff. It's quite robust. Tie that in. Shouldn't need to use any wax for that either. Just tie that at the other side. Okay, don't worry about the long bits, you can always chop them later. Okay, now next thing I'm going to use brown shiny nymph skin. It's actually the sheeted stuff, so I think it's called Flexibody. You can get it from Virtual Nymph Products. So I'm cutting. You'll get 2, maybe 3 flies out of that, but a decent diameter, maybe about 2 or 3 millimeters. And just remove the skin for the backing. So that's it off. So I'm going to tie that in now. Okay. And then just wind the thread back down the body. This is where we're going to try and get our taper. Right, so I'm just going to keep going back up, tying it in tight. Okay, and back down again, and back up, and back down, and back up. Now I'm going to use some lead for on the fly. Now the stuff I'm using is the fine stuff. It's Veniards lead wire. You can use a sheet. I like the adhesive sheet, but this is better for this fly because it's easier to work with. Just tie it down There's no need to super glue or varnish or any of that with this, just break it off. Okay, and just break that there. Then with your whip finish tool, just push the lead round. Okay, and just, doesn't matter, you don't have to cover it, just some turns of thread up and down with it, just to bind it in. Okay, and then with a Virtual Nymph, get a couple of turns at the head and just start working your way, overlapping it as it goes down. If you find it's not looking right, you can take it off and start again, but you can stretch it as well. And then tie it in at the eye of the hook and just trim. And then just whip finish once, twice, and just a tiny little bit of varnish. I don't varnish the actual fly as such. I know some people like to bug bond it or varnish it or whatever, you know, but I find that with plastic products that if you use too much chemicals, they'll eventually split and it will damage the actual plastic. So there we have it. Little case caddis for on the river. I mean, how many times have you took your flies out to check them and they're covered in these things? So, you know, give it a try, see how you get on. It's simple, easy to tie, and it's pretty effective and goes down like a stone.